Good evening and welcome to Crap Grandma Says. You knew you were going to hear from me today. We got troops being deployed in Los Angeles. Today, I have never been more terrified for our country or more ashamed of having ever served it. And why? Because the draft-dodging wannabe dictator who incited a literal insurrection on January 6th then stood back and let his human dumpster fire fan club smear feces on the Capitol walls has now sent U.S. Marines to Los Angeles. Not against a foreign adversary, not even against an armed threat. No, against American citizens protesting people being removed from our soil who are just trying to go to work. He's doing this against the people he swore to serve. And let's be real. He didn't declare an insurrection back when his rabid MAGA cult was zip-tying Capitol Police and waving Confederate flags in the rotunda, but he suddenly found the courage to deploy troops on dissenters in Los Angeles? That's not strength. That's cowardice wrapped in a red tie and a stupid orange spray tan. Oh, gosh, I just wish. Okay, let's rewind for a moment to a guy named Thomas Jefferson. You know, one of those founding fathers the idiots on the right love to cosplay. He literally said, a little rebellion now and then is a good thing. He also wrote, quite famously, that the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. He wasn't talking about Instagram memes and bumper stickers. He was talking about standing up to tyrannical government overreach, which is exactly what Trump is now embodying with jackboots and Humvees on American soil. Jefferson understood what the people of Boston were doing by throwing the tea in the harbor. So, to the protesters out there, please don't give this egomaniac and his cronies the excuse they're slobbering for. He wants chaos. He wants martial law. He wants his Reichstag fire moment so he can cling to power like a stupid toddler with a fistful of McNuggets. Don't give it to him. He wants civil war. That is what he is gunning for. He's hoping for civil war so that he can declare and take over, take full power. Don't let him do that. And to the MAGA crowd frothing at the mouth for a second civil war, let me spell it out for you. War isn't Call of Duty. The day after your fantasy LARP session becomes reality, your job, your house, your grocery store, your internet, and probably even some things that you say you value more than those are gone. You won't be owning the libs. You'll be foraging for expired spam in a cratered Walmart. Jeez, grow up. And finally, to the military, if you remember your oath, now's the time to prove it. You need to remember, you didn't swear allegiance to a man. You swore it to the Constitution and the people of this country. Refusing to turn your weapons on your own people, if you're asked to turn your weapons on your own people, might just be the one thing that saves this country and your own legacy from becoming one long, dark chapter of national shame. Because if you obey, history is not going to remember you as patriots. It's not going to remember the military that way. Think about what happened in the 80s after the end of the Vietnam War. The military was being attacked. They were not remembered as patriots. History will remember you as the muscle behind a tyrant, megalomaniac, moron having a temper tantrum. So there's that.